Late night here in Cincinnati.
It is. And me with a 5-hour drive home. Then I'm home for a couple days. A layover, then going to Charleston, South Carolina. I got to shoot 4 days of that. It's how you get there show. Fly back at 5:30 a.m., flight out Monday with a 3-hour drive to get. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 37th annual NFAA Indoor National Championship. We're at the Duke Energy Convention Center. I'm Greg White. Sitting alongside me is Paul Tedford. Yeah, oh, trust me, Paul. I know who you are. He's a prime pro staff shooter and back-to-back cabin fever winner. And Paul, it's great to have you here tonight.
It's good to be here. I'm glad to be in this position and watching the whole show. It's a good spot.
Well, the spot here tonight is hot because we have a couple of shoot-offs here at the NFAA Indoor National Championship, a 5-spot national championship. We have a couple things to accomplish tonight, including the big one. But one of the things we're going to do is shoot off for the professional female freestyle. That's compound bows. And we're going to see a shoot-off for first place and for third place, and we'll talk more about that as we get further along in the broadcast. Also, we're going to see the professional senior male freestyle shoot-off for second place. First place already been determined, as well as third. So third will be determined on this one, actually. So second and third place, the podium, will be decided as well. Well, Paul, it's great to have you here. This is the second day that we've been shooting here in Cincinnati, Ohio, at the Duke Energy Convention Center, and it's been a very interesting couple of days of shooting.
Yeah, this is actually one of the shorter tournaments that we have throughout the year for indoors. Just a 2-day, 120 arrows, a lot of shooting packed in those 2 days. And it all comes down to this.
You can see right now, shooters are checking out their target assignments, and they're getting ready to hang some targets. Now, some of the shooters you're seeing in there right now, that's part of the men's pro class, but we're going to see a variety of shooters here, of course, of our live broadcast. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. There's Bruce Cull right there, the president of the NFAA, in that jacket, standing just behind one of our referees. It is the 37th annual Indoor National Championship, and Paul, as competition archery continues to grow here in the United States, I think there needs to be a note here that this weekend, we set a record, 1,974 archers here to compete, over 1940 from last year, so 2 records set back-to-back in this competition.
Yeah, the NFAA has done a really good job lately on getting these events going and getting them organized and getting the people here, and they draw a lot of shooters, a lot of people drive to this event, this location, so it's been good.
So the stage is set now as the bales get cleaned up. The professional men will be the last one shooting. 15 men have qualified, have tied on score for first place with perfect scores and perfect X count. You can see some handshakes there. A very interesting dynamic, this professional archery, isn't it, Paul? Because, you know, you tend to see the same archers at the same tournaments all the time, don't you?
Yeah, it seems almost every weekend we're hanging out with the same group, and we're almost just like a big family, you know. Everybody gets along for the most part, and the guys that you know, like my brother and I mean, sometimes it's true brotherly love. So you have all kinds of emotions going through when you're competing for love like this.
So we're getting set right now.
Erica Jones coming out.
Freestyle female. So, as the crowd applauds, shooting for first place in the professional female category is Erica Jones. Erica has been shooting for 22 years. Her bow sponsor's Hoyt. She runs Easton Arrows. She's out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's a 5-time pro champion at this event, 3-time Vegas champion, dozens of world medals, and former #1 in the world.
And a mom.
And a mom, absolutely.
Her son is 20 months old, and he's quite the little guy. He couldn't make it to this event, but I've seen him at events before cheering his mom on.
So Erica is coming back into competition. And then from Denmark coming out now, also shooting for that #1 position for national champion, Sarah Sonicson. Sarah's been shooting for 11 years. She shoots Matthew Bowes Easton Arrows. Her home club is called Dick Her coach is Martin Damsbo. She's won the Lancaster Indoor Championship. She's also Indoor World Cup champ in 2016. And the archer she admires the most is Robin Hood of Men in Tights.
It's a good one.
Yeah, she's quite funny.
Yeah.
Supersonic Sarah. Let's see if that one definitely sticks.
Part of the Danish crew. They're a pretty lethal group.
That's right. So those two archers that you're seeing on your screen right now will be shooting for the national championship. And coming out is Sharon Carpenter out of South Carolina. Now Sharon is going to be competing against two other archers for third place. Sharon Carpenter's been shooting 14 years. Matthews is her bow sponsor. She shoots Black Eagle arrows out of Townville, South Carolina. Her home club is Kiwi Bowman. And she is two-time ASA champ and Florida ASA champ, and shoots a lot of 3D competition.
Yeah, very well known in the 3D world. Also, she's quite lethal at the indoor game.
You can see Cassidy Cox right there. Cassidy Cox out of New Mexico. And by the way, Cassidy, the tie for third place was perfect 300, 300 both days, so 600, 117 X's out of 120. That's what third place is shooting from. So you can see Cassidy Cox there with the Matthews shirt on, and joining her is Linda Ochoa Anderson, who of course is Hoyt Easton, married to Steve Anderson, and she's out of Guadalajara, Mexico. Now Linda, of course, 11-time World Cup medalist, 2010 Pan American champion, 15-time Mexican national champion, 3-time world champion medalist.
The archer she admires the most?
Yeah.
Mr. Steve Anderson.
Steve Anderson, what is that? Are you kidding me? That's funny. I guess, yeah, listen, you gotta go with it sometimes, right?
Yep.
All right, so then we're gonna advance over to the professional senior male category. In the professional senior male category, Brian Larson, who's been shooting 23 years out of Richland Center, Wisconsin, the Richland Archery Club. He's got many state titles. He has no bow sponsor. He has no arrow sponsor. So Brian on center stage might put himself on the map. Yeah,
that's cool.
Also, we have Mike Jablonski, 10-year shooting. Matthews is his bow sponsor. Carbon Express. He's going to be shooting those XGM 27s. Bay City, Michigan. The Bay City Bowman is his home club. And he has been in the shoot-off 3 times. Numerous state championships. Third place U.S. Indoor Nationals. Great Lakes sectional champion is archery most admired Jesse Broadwater. He's a good one, you know. And also, as you see walking to the target right there, is Dwayne Price out of Wisconsin. He's been shooting 49 years.
Oh, wow.
Matthews is his sponsor. Gold Tip is his arrow sponsor. He's out of Greenfield, Wisconsin. He has 6 times been in these shoot-offs. He's won Lancaster, Iowa, ASA Class, IBO Triple Crown. I mean, Dwayne Price has been around this sport. Now, these shooters, the shooters in the professional senior male category are shooting off for 2nd and 3rd place.
Yep. First was won outright by Benton Christensen out of Idaho. Yep.
Prime shooter, right?
He is a prime shooter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shot 118 X's and took the win.
1X makes all the difference in this tournament, doesn't it?
It does. And 1X can come and go by 1 millimeter. It's all it takes.
I hate to say this, you know, I'm sure you're licking your wounds, but Paul Tedford, you're sitting here with me, unfortunately, because out of 120 X's available,
I shot a total of 119. It's just the way it goes some weekends, though. I can't get too down on myself, and I'm just excited to be here and watch these guys all compete for the big check. Guys and girls.
All right, so there's Bruce Cull, president of the NFAA. He's addressing the crowd right now. And he's going to be telling them what is going on. So let's go over the rules for this shoot-off. So they'll have 1 round of practice, which means they're going to get 5 arrows, a time limit to shoot. Then we're going to go to 1 round of normal scoring. What is normal scoring?
Normal scoring is X counts as X, the rest of the white is the 5 ring, and the rest of the blue is the 4 ring. Very simple, straightforward.
After we do that one round of normal scoring, then we get into inside out.
Yeah, and inside out's a little more tricky. If you shoot the dead center of the X, that's considered inside out. If you're touching the line anywhere inside that X, that's considered a miss. You will be eliminated.
You will be.
Yeah.
What's getting ready to happen here, as we enjoyed actually 2 days of shooting, I got to shoot as well in my category. And of course, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Easton, Hoyt, BCY, Morel Targets, Matthews, AAE, Loophole, and True Ball Excel. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, it is the 37th annual NFAA Indoor National Championship. So we have 3 major things going on right now. You can see from a women's standpoint, right part of your screen, that is Erica Jones. Next to her in the Matthews with the hat and the ponytail, that's Sonic Boom Sarah Sonicson out of Denmark. So again, this is the first round of practice.
Yes.
So these shooters have been shooting a little bit before we got here, but what's the importance right now? What has happened here inside the stadium, and why is practice important?
What changed a little bit from the arrows that they were shooting for practice earlier is they dimmed the lights in the building and actually shut most of them off. So as you can see, just above the shooters is where the lights are on. Right now, these 5 arrows are going to help them continue to get sighted in, get their fine marks, and be ready for the next end of regular scoring.
Linda Ochoa Anderson, good look at her and the way she uses her eyes to line up the target. You can see that she closed one of her eyes momentarily. Do you do that?
I don't, but basically what that's doing is help her eye focus to the peep sight and get a good clear shot of that target. We got a lefty there.
Yeah, Cassidy Cox.
Yeah.
Cassidy Cox at full draw right now, taking a good stare at that target. From a confidence standpoint, Paul, how important is it to drill X's in practice?
It's very important, actually. If you drill these inside-out X's in these 5 shots, you know that you're ready, your equipment is ready, and you've done all you can do to get here. If you're a little bit shaky in the practice, sometimes that can get in your head or get in the other guy's head too. So it's very important to be precise as you can.
So Cassidy Cox, she's been shooting 12 years. Her bow sponsor is Matthews. Her arrow sponsor is Easton. She's out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Her home club is the Archery Shop. This is her first time in the shoot-off. She also won silver in the Junior World Indoors in 2016. So a good look right there, Erica Jones. She gets ready to fling probably be her final arrow. You can see that hand movement.
She's got a real flow of her hand movement. I've noticed it's very smooth and very precise how she moves her hand every time.
So again, 5 arrows for Erica Jones. However, we have clocks. There's about 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in this practice. So when you have a practice, you don't necessarily, with the NFA, you don't have to stick to the amount of arrows you're shooting in the round.
No. In the practice round, you can shoot as many arrows as you'd like, as you can get off in that 4 minutes. 4 minutes to shoot 5 arrows is a long, long time.
You see the whistle blows procedurally, indicates the lane is all clear.
Here's the heart.
Why did the heart start racing now?
Oh man, you know you're heading down there to pull your arrows, and it's time.
Category Eric Carpenter Joe Anderson. Think hard final audience or if you're national.
Championship heart rate 123 on the podium. So
like you, hard. Some of you, some of them don't. So after that arrow,
you don't want an arrow out there.
coming at you from Cincinnati, Ohio, and we're at the Duke Energy Convention Center. So here we go. This is going to be the first end of scored arrows.
Regular scoring.
Regular scoring, which means that an X counts if you hit any line. Inside, outside, as long as you touch that frame, it counts as an S. And the white is a 5, but this level. You're not shooting at this point, you're out anyway.
Sure. going for place in the pro.
Mike Jablonski, right part of your screen, and the middle part of your screen is Dwayne Price, and there with no sponsors, Brian Clarkson out of Wisconsin.
I think just to get so everybody can kind of tell which spot of the shoot off they're in.
You can see Brian Clarkson there on the left part of your screen in that black shirt, shooting the elite bow, a popular choice, elite among, you know, archers that are getting into the sport.
So they're all pretty solid there. They all got five. There are 3 X's so far.
When you shoot your first arrow of competition after that practice round, and you drill the thing in the middle, does it quell the nerves a little bit, Paul, or does it give you a little bit more confidence? Like, how does that work for you?
Yeah, it's always going to be a little bit of a confidence booster. Then you know you did everything you could to get there, and now your equipment is doing what it needs to do, and you're hitting the center. And that's what we aim to do, is drill that center. So every arrow that hits there is a good one.
So we have those 3 groups shooting right now. Erica Jones and Sarah Sonicson on the left part of your screen.
Mike just had a shot that didn't look too great, his follow through and everything. He's shaking his head a little bit. It could be a miss there.
Mm-hmm. Carpenter back now at full draw. See the concentration. Extremely smooth shooter. Has just been on a tear as of late. Cassidy Cox releases, and there's Linda Ochoa Anderson. Actually shot with a lot of these women earlier today because of where I ended up of doing this broadcast. And the concentration and the intensity level while on the line is absolutely palatable. It's absolutely incredible.
It is. They're all very intense competitors, and they all aim to win, or at least take the top spot that they can.
South Carolina's Carpenter with what will be her final arrow. See, you can't really tell from her face. So even with 1 minute and 6 seconds left on the clock, you can see handshakes all around. So with handshakes there with the professional senior male, this might already have been decided.
It may have been, yeah.
Or at least one person might have been eliminated.
Yep.
So we'll take a look here as we get a closer look at the targets. All right, so for those that are new to archery, perhaps, tell us a little bit about this particular procedure and why the archers are standing off the bales.
So what's going on is you have the 3 judges you can see there in the referee shirts. They're all 3 of them take a look at the arrow or at the target and determine what the score is for that target. Now and then they tell Bruce what the score is. What that does is it gives a fair chance for each judge to make his own decision, and if there are 2 that agree and one that goes to the authority.
So that's interesting. It looks like they've gone inside-out scoring early.
They must have, the way he's calling it. That's something new to us, but I guess that's the way it is.
We're trying to get a ruling here on this, as we talked about the rules early on, and our apologies for what's going on right now. So the way that this inside-out scoring works,
It's going into effect right away,
right?
right after practice. We weren't aware of that, but we are now.
And Paul, this is part of the tennis time about archery. Wow, so Cassidy Cox wrapped up
Yeah, 20.
And of course, a target you shoot in soaring, anything inside white is going to be worth 5 points. And you count the X's. But anything in the X is a 5, and then everything outside of that X is a 4.
Everything that's touching the line or outside of it is a 4, yes.
So congratulations to New Mexico's Cassidy Cox. She takes 3rd place in the professional female freestyle category. As we continue to wait for the scores coming in, judges taking a look at those targets. This is for 2nd place.
25, so Brian gets 3rd. Or, sorry, 2nd.
So 2nd place goes to Brian Clarkson, sponsorless.
Nice work.
Nice work for him. So that'll wrap up 2nd place now with Mike Jablonski, and it's probably going to be. So we'll do Matthew after each other in that next end.
This is me shooting the last year. He was also an adult male, and now he's just a senior. So he's enjoying it up there. I talked to him a little bit earlier.
Seniors at 50 years old, and the NFAA goes by birth date. So some other, like the year you're turning. So if December 31st, if you turn 50, you can start shooting.
Yep.
But NFAA requires you to shoot after your birthday, after you turn 50.
So now we know a little bit more aware of how they're doing the scoring since they changed it up a little bit on us. Still doing the inside out X scoring.
Yep, from here on out.
Yep. There we go. Draw. There's really fast.
Erica Jones help relieve some tension. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Nice deep breath, Erica. Getting reef. National anthem. Release. Oh.
Too nice inside of where they shoot their release. Nothing inside out. 2 more.
A nice long look there. Take a little there by Sarah. And still looking for 3rd place here between Mike Jablonski and Dwayne Price on the professional senior freestyle. Left part of your screen for national championship. Right part of your screen, 3rd place, 30 national. Right now, Manning leads. Supersonic Sarah. I like what the nickname is. She wanted to call her. Totally refused. Mike Jablonski on the right side of your screen. Price. Oh. You're going to have to see. I mean, you can take a look at the lineups. You can see Sarah Sonicson is kind of times you really want to bang that. Towards the target. See there, floor in front of the target. That's where the shooters usually stop and let officials.
Yep. Yep. There's got to know over there to study targets pretty closely too. We'll see.
You see Steve Anderson back there. There's Jones.
There's
Top.
Yep.
22 for Erica Jones. That looks like it's going to be a solid second place for Erica Jones. We wait the official word. Each judge will take a look at the air placement. Five, all the way side out. What a way to finish.
Nice.
With another national championship. Denmark for women's freestyle national team.
Good years.
Very good.
In Africa, roll. Out there.
Hopefully Martin Damsbo is watching the YouTube. He's a happy camper.
That Martin is out here. He's his people are, boy, he's feeding them some.
So Supersonic at third place to decide who will stand on the final podium spot.